Yeah, I don't know. Is this a best of three or is this?
This is it depends. It's kind of a if Dallas takes it, then it's done. If not, nope. And we are now live on stream.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody, and all that other fun stuff. Or for all the people who are back. Perfect. You can see everything.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Doot 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 doot. Time to get all the viewers that we could ever get. Ha. Ha. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So is this effectively a best of three except Dallas and Powell starts up one?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep. This will be interesting. All the good things are about to go down. And I'm actually going to try and pay attention to the stream chat for a change. God willing. And all will go well. Oh God. 2 cigarettes to last for one full game. We'll see how this works. Right now we're just working out the final details and we'll be good to go. Best of 3 with a win to Powson. Yep. So hopefully we can see Channel 4 make Dalz and Pals have a run for their money with this one.
Should be good. Dallas and Powell's pretty dominant in their run so far.
I mean, they've been that Diana. If we don't see a Diana ban, I got a feeling that it's gonna be very precarious for anyone giving these guys a fight.
Yeah, it also depends. I'm not sure how they're doing blue or purple team because that could definitely have an impact on it.
Oh yeah,
If Channel 4 has the opportunity to get first pick, maybe they'll want to try out Diana. But I don't think
that's
we've seen
true.
them play Diana yet. But who
I don't know.
knows?
I didn't get an opportunity to watch any of their games yet, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
I think Shen's been in almost all these games. We'll see. I'm curious to see if we get any bans this time.
It would be smart to see a Shen ban. With as strong as Shen is from the split push, especially in the hands of a good player, it makes a big difference. And another question is fatigue at this point because Channel 4 News team has been.
Yeah, they got 2 games to go if they want to take the title.
They basically took the longest path possible because they lost in the first round. So, Dalz and Pals have had pretty good break. I think I've been streaming predominantly the winning bracket at this point, so it's been a pretty long haul for the Channel 4 News team. I wonder if Ron Burgundy can pull this one out of the hat. Maybe he has a beautiful lady waiting at the end of the tunnel. And we're still waiting on invites, so I'm guessing it's still getting put together. And should private games. Let's see if CRW's game is up yet. And it doesn't even look like it's up. Hey, there it is. And I'm joining now. And I'm not sure who Thrillakilla is, but it will be.
I think I'm going to wait to accept this invite till all the teams can get set in the order they want.
They're already set.
Already, sounds good.
And I don't know if it's going to let you in because there's no space now. And now you can go.
Let's see.
It's going to be, the game name is, yep, you're in.
Wonderful.
Alright. This is going to be good, yeah? Yeah. Alright. Looks like they've got everybody in. And now that we are good to roll, let's go ahead and shift over.
So we've got Channel 4 on blue team this game, so let's see how they handle this Ari pick, considering it was pretty key into the Dalz and Pals' most recent game.
Casters are ready. Yeah, having them on blue team is going to be very advantageous for particularly if you find an event where they're actually going to be maybe running that Diana.
Additionally, it's actually interesting. The blue used to have a much bigger advantage in the last patch, but Riot did 2 things to kind of dampen the advantage blue team had. They removed the little barrier that was separate going into the river from both Wraith paths, and they also made it harder for blue team, the bot lane, to do golems because they made them a lot stronger, and they changed the kiting mechanics. It's still possible if you have a higher damage bot lane, like a Leona Corki or a Leona Graze, maybe might still be able to do it without losing too much health. But I don't think we've seen any bot lanes try to take golems to get that little level advantage to start.
And we've got a couple bans right off the bat. There's the Corki. And we've got the Olaf ban, probably from the strength that was seen in the last one from Olaf.
Absolutely. It's just the late game pressure is just the fact that he can just run through your team is pretty devastating.
And I wonder if we're going to see that Diana ban.
No. Banning Ari.
Interesting. Maybe they will be picking up Diana right off the bat.
Could be. It
could be a ban. We might. See
I'm unfamiliar with Agent 56, so maybe he can play Diana.
That's a possibility. We could see that come through. If that went in, who do you think would be counterpicking with?
That's a good question. I don't even know who counters Diana at this point. She's such a strong mid.
No blitz, so maybe the Diana's going to come into play with such a dominant
they're
force.
going for the Poppy. Okay.
Yep, there's the
actually, that's most likely a placeholder.
Yeah, that's the placeholder.
We've seen Poppy be placeholders over and over. So, yeah, I'm not sure if he has or Diana or not. So
that's a possibility. So we might see that come into play in just a minute.
Mommy.
There's the Amumu. That's very, very hard to initiate on the team that's very good at initiate. He didn't play a major role in Dal's last game, though.
That was mostly just Diana running around killing everyone. Mordekaiser pick against Diana. We saw that go poorly for the Mordekaiser team earlier in the tournament, where Hecarim was able to effectively kind of shut down Mordekaiser, and late game Diana was just too strong.
With that Mord, if he can dominate his lane, he becomes a force. But if he can't take full control over the lane, be that through a jungler coming into play, maybe, or even a top drop down, then Mordekaiser just isn't able to have enough
Hmm.
AP to be a real threat into the late game.
Yep, yep. He's really susceptible to ganks from either top laner or your jungle because he's no real escape mechanisms. He's got a pretty much all in fight. Ward cover is gonna be huge for Mordekaiser if he wants to win his lane.
A Twitch. So we have a Twitch coming into play, and a Rammus probably going to be their jungler, it seems,
Hmm.
for Blue Team, Channel 4.
So we're already seeing a big AoE comp coming out of Purple Team, even only with those three champions.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of team fight potential.
There's tons of damage to be splashed around, especially with the new Twitch ultimate. The new Twitch ultimate means you line them up, which can be done very effectively with a Moo, and then knock them all down with Twitch, Expunge, and his
Um,
AoE.
Sona. Oh no,
Oh,
they're switching up.
Switch. Hello, Sona.
Sona.
Between a Moo and Sona, there is so much team fight buried into that team right now. But with the Ashe, that's kind of an interesting pick. I didn't think they would go that route.
Me either. I ran straight through it.
I'm not sure what they're going for, so I suppose it's going to depend a lot on their top at this juncture. And how
Yeah, we'll really see how that ties the team together because Ashe is more of a utility champion. Right now, most of their damage
Oh
is
shit.
AP, so they're really going to need either a strong AD top or even someone even heavier AoE. Really, I guess we'll see how the team fight mechanics play out from that.
a
Another Cogmune
Nocturne.
lane.
A Nocturne selection, that is
I'm
interesting.
guessing that means a Rammus is also a placeholder.
That's a possibility.
So we barely know what blue team is.
It's hard to say at this point
This
now.
could also be an Ashe placeholder. I'm not even sure what's going on here.
There's a lot of empty picks going on right now, and it's very hard to say.
Yeah. Fortunately, we haven't really been
And there's the
updated.
dodge,
Yeah,
and
there you go. So who knows what's really gonna happen? We'll find out in the real draft.
with that band selection, it's going to be yeah, several placeholders.
I got like four. All right.
Four, good
So
God.
basically,
We have no idea what just was picked out.
I clocked it.
Oh, Poppy for
Shen,
Diana. Yeah.
Ash, and Yorick. Oh,
Oh
the Yorick swap.
man, there we go.
I can't. I don't remember who was top for blue then. Um. Oh, Shen versus Yorick. That should be a
That's an
fair scale. I
interesting
don't think
call.
any no. I don't think either of them are gonna like kills 1v1. It should be a pretty good stalemate, but I think a lot of it will come down to just who can farm better at that lane.
It will come down to the farm, but Shen has so much more mobility buried into him than Yorick can offer. So if Yorick is going to be a major threat, he is going to have to dominate that top lane and force Shen to either get someone else up there or force someone else to work with it.
Hmm.
Because Shen's mobility is leaving pretty much any sort of team fight that breaks loose is going to be a one bonus person. So, and having the teleport does give him that option to switch around as necessary, but he probably should be wise and hold on to it.
The Shen Nocturne combo is potentially really scary because out of the blue, you might have three. You might end up having three people in your lane, especially mid, which is really unfortunate for Mordekaiser because that's going to be really hard to get out of. If Shen just ults onto a Nocturne that ults onto you, you're pretty much hosed.
Yeah,
Especially
there's
especially with the Diana engaged, they can pretty much kill Mordekaiser anytime their ults are up.
so
But the pressure's on the other lanes of Dalz and Pals to really keep prevent them from doing that kind of force attention elsewhere because Mordekaiser's really going to need. I mean, at that point, wards won't even stop that. So
there's nothing that can stop a really ultimately, Shen Nok, both of them being able to arrive on the scene at any point, and both of them ulting at the same time is going to offer no vision for anyone until it's far too late to do anything about it. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
could be free kill central.
Yeah, the only thing that can happen is York would have to push top really hard in response to that. He'd probably have to ult himself, get as much damage on the tower as possible, try to get some map controls, try to get some objectives as well, if they decide to dive Mord. We'll see if that's what they decide to do though.
I could see them actually going all over the bot lane with this particular arrangement. Because if they can shut down a pair of players, and Mordekaiser, while intimidating, doesn't have that carry like Diana has.
Yep.
He can really hurt a team fight, but just cannot carry the way Diana has been carrying.
It's going to be really hard for Mordekaiser to get onto Kog'Maw, which is obviously his main target. He really wants to get that ghost out for the team fight. If that can happen, that'll definitely swing the fight in favor of Dalz and Pals, but the pressure's on them to try to get Kog'Maw through all the peels of the team. They got a lot of ways to keep him off Cog, who has a huge range. Only slightly less than Twitch when Twitch is ulted.
And add in the R for Shred, and he can just obliterate people from a very, very long range.
Yeah, absolutely. When Twitch presses R, his range goes up to 850. He can hit pretty much anyone he wants. They're going to have to use Nock and Diana to get on him.
And being able to peel with Nock and Diana and Nunu and Shen, there's so much peel buried onto that team to let Cog do his job.
Both of these teams are really going to be centered around their AD. Nunu Cog obviously is all about buffing up Nunu, but we see York is obviously you generally pick that not only for a safe top lane, but also to really beef up your AD carry late game. To get basically 2 AD carries out, and if they kill Cog, they could have 3 AD carries on the team.
Yeah, that could be
real dangerous. So
that could be. Could we possibly be seeing a cheese comp to some extent here?
Yeah, I guess it's quite an interesting concept to try to get a handful of AD carries, make it like an 8v3 at that point, basically. So
that's a very real possibility, especially does Hurricane pass along with any of these?
I'm sure if Cog gets a Hurricane, yeah, the Ghost would come out with it, absolutely.
And that would leave the Resurrection to do the same thing, and
absolutely, yeah. Same with Twitch and his clone.
That's very, very, very fatalistic for anyone having to put up with that. So perhaps I'm surprised not to see the Yorick teleport then in that particular case.
Yeah, that would have been really nice to help follow Shen and kind of counteract some of his global presence. But I guess they want that extra kill pressure for team fights and for laning phase.
And we are going into it.
One thing we'll have to keep an eye out for is when Cog decides to build its QSS, because you always got to decide when to balance your damage potential with your survivability, and especially against Mordekaiser, you really have to cleanse off that ult, because you getting killed with that is so devastating to your team. So we'll have to keep an eye on his build. It's also really nice that it actually builds into a late game item as well. So
absolutely,
you're not sacrificing too much by going QSS.
QSS is going to be what makes or breaks Cog in these particular types of team fights, because if he gets initiated on by Mumu, and then we know Sona's ult's coming up right after that, or vice versa, that gives him a way to get out of that mess before it turns into a run at random champions and hope I kill a lot of people. So, what do you think is going to be the most interesting lane for us to watch this first 10 minutes or so?
I feel like naturally it's going to be bot lane, see how that plays out. Twitch and Sona is a lot of damage early, especially against a lane without sustain like Nunu Cog. But I'm almost positive most of the jungle pressure is going to end up mid. There's just so much kill potential when you're ganking a lane with Diana in it against a champion without escapes. So definitely keep an eye on Nock and Diana in terms of trying to get that kill on Mord and trying to shut him down.
So we're seeing a bit more of a classical build on the Shen with getting his cloth armor right off the gate, so he doesn't have to worry as much about the damage York's putting out. And the Hunter's machete on both junglers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the new jungle, you pretty much have to take Hunter's machete on no matter who you're playing with, because it's such a big boost to your clear time. It'd be foolish not to take it. So it looks like both teams just doing the standard seem to jungle defend. And now there's I don't think we've seen any team that's really gone for a hard invade this tournament. Just everyone just playing it safe, doesn't want to risk too much.
Absolutely, I see a lot of defense coming in, early wards coming in over top of the. We got an early ward here over the red, perhaps to prevent an invade. But it seems interesting that Amumu would be a threat for a red invade.
That ward placed to red is actually the mastery ward. They only last for a minute. Really good for controlling the early game in terms of just keeping an eye on potential invade spots and wherever the enemy team might end up.
So we see Amumu going in for wolves. We see Cog still sitting in location. We got a setup for Nock doing wolves without assistance, interestingly enough. And Diana comes in to give a little bit of love. This early clear for the jungler makes a very big difference compared to what it did before. Because as you can see, Nock is a little bit behind, just now starting his blue, as opposed to Amumu, who's already halfway through his.
Yeah, Mumu just finished his blue.
But you
Both
also
junglers going to use Smite on blue, so we're going to seeing a little bit later potential level 3 ganks if they decide to go for an early gank. They're still going to have to burn through row without Smite, which usually is unsafe at this level. The new jungle buffs made it really hard to get double buffs unless you save Smite unless your team helped you save Smite from the first one.
Absolutely, we got wards down already into the into the blue side bush by purple. So very conservative play that we're going to see out of bot lane, I'm suspecting, at least on the purple side. Not much in the way going on top yet. Shen playing very safe, but he's still leveled down on Yorick right now, which is actually a big deal at the moment. Having to spend that time.
That's
We
you see
lost
a
the DC.
disconnect. We're probably going to get it.
And a reconnect.
I don't know if they needed to remake it. They called for a remake, but I think a pause might have sufficed. But no, nothing too much going on. We see Mordekaiser actually gets a little bit low from the minions and the Diana poke. Mummy's finally getting around to taking his red. Curious to see what he does with that. If he's pretty low, so he might decide to just go back and heal after taking a race, or he might go for a gank.
Same for Nocturne. He's out of pots at this point, trying to take down the golems before he goes ahead and uses a smite, gets it done with. He's probably not got enough to actually do anything with it. Amumu, however, is faring much better, still having a pot left over so he can keep on farming his jungle.
Yeah, he's like a couple camps ahead as well. He's definitely ahead of Nocturne at this point. Not too big of a deal though. No, there's no appreciable lead at this point in any lane. See, Shen's only had to use one pot against Yorick lane. That's pretty good.
Thankfully, with his Vorpal Blade, he's got a very good ability to sustain, but it's not quite Yorick level sustain.
Absolutely, and his Yorick harass is a lot stronger as well. Plus, he's got that Crystalline Flask, so he can be there all day.
Yep, we're going to see that's going to be a very passive lane, but hopefully it'll be passive solely because we're busy looking at other things.
See, Diana been harassing pretty often with her Q, but she's out of mana for it now, so Mordekaiser is really going to be able to bully that a little bit more, really focus on his last hitting, doesn't have to worry about being harassed too much.
Might be seeing action up here at top, and it's called off. Had a Mumu and Yorick setting up, but Shen wasn't giving in enough and pushing hard enough to make it a difference. And with Nocturne setting up to come in, we're about to see that issue with Mordekaiser.
Doesn't look like anything much is going to happen. He was in a pretty safe position, and Diana was already out of mana.
Still
once we see Diana hitting 6 and going back and getting a little bit more mana, we can definitely anticipate a little bit more action in mid.
And
Nocturne walks down to the river, but they have plenty of ward coverage, so they were well aware of that. We're prepared to back off, so no real pressure bot.
And Shen is still playing very intelligently, living off of his tower, just farming as best as he can do in this type of situation.
If you look at the map vision for purple, there's actually no, or excuse me, for blue, they have no vision. There are no wards on the map right now. I'd be curious, but unfortunately, like almost every lane is fully pushed up. Like Nunu and Cog are very safe with their tower, even if they don't have any wards in the river or their tri-bush.
And then we give that a quick compare to the vision that purple has, and you can see they've got eyes on every single champion except for the jungler.
And Nocturne just happily farm and trying to get 6. Oh, wow!
And Diana
close engage there. Fortunately, I think Nocturne, or excuse me, I think Mordekaiser hit 6 a little bit before Diana and was able to get his combo off before and sustain with his shield, even though he was really low. Diana had gone back once already.
Diana's actually building for a very, very safe build, trying to help alleviate a little bit of her mana issue, perhaps by snagging 5 mana per kill on pair of Doran's rings.
Yeah, Morad's able to afford his revolver on his first back. That's really big for him. Also 2 wards, which is exactly what he needs early.
That'll help a lot of the issue that comes in with Nocturne.
So we're gonna be seeing blue coming up real soon for Nocturne. We see actually Son is having connection issues right now. Just little spikes.
That's a very big deal.
It is beyond First Blood now, so there's no possibility of a remake if there's any issues. But they do have plenty of pause time, I believe.
Yeah, they should have an hour of pause or 30 minutes of pause. Depends.
I'm not sure. Mostly, like I think there's 30 minutes available, but for most tournaments, there's regulations on. Let's say you can only use 5 minutes of pause time to keep it timely.
Makes it a little bit more reasonable. We got a lot of harass going on with Twitch and Cog.
We see Diana already been a little more aggressive than the other banners we've been used to seeing. Instantly got a Q and went double R on Mordekaiser for some strong burst early. Mordekaiser had to use Chug to a few of his pots already.
We got blue getting donated right away. And Mord dropping his first ward, knowing that things are probably going to get dicey in the very near future.
See Nocturne just at 6, so Mordekaiser roaming top. I'm not sure. I don't think they saw him. No, they see him come back to lane though. So.
Yep, there's the ping.
Let's go on top. We see Yorick getting a little bit of a gold lead, or a little bit of a CS lead on Shen top. And Twitch is extending the CS lead bottom. You see
there's the ult, and there it goes. And they get it.
That's a kill. And a flash out ensures Nocturne's safety. Well done. Well done, mid. That's exactly what they needed to do. Unfortunately, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Mord was able to see Nocturne coming in, but he blew his ult on Diana. He might have been able to get a kill on Nocturne if he was able to get that off. But
very aggressive Diana play coming in and making a difference right from the start.
Absolutely.
And feeding her extra gold, so on top of her initial sustain, now she's got much more power to work with. We got Cog getting his Berserker Boots and a pair of Doran's Blades, so very, very passive in the bottom, trying to be safe.
You're trying to hold the lane so Cog can get back and not too much experience or gold. Twitch going back first time as well. Has enough money for a BF sword or potentially Berserker's Greaves and a few other items, so it goes for the Greaves. And let's see what else.
We got Diana making a roam up the top, possibly to catch Yorick out. There's no vision on, so she's got free reign to jump in, and here it goes. And she's got her R. Oh, and a flash out of it.
Flashes the slow. That's well played.
And they can take him, but they're gonna hope, and they can't pull it off.
It's out. That's amazing.
He is out.
Shen still had flash. That was and ult. I think that could have been handled slightly better. I think Shen could have ulted Diana when she was taking tower shots.
That would have been able.
One more auto, and that would have gotten it. But
kill secured in those cases. But Amumu's coming in to pluck off
for a potential engaged bottom. We see Twitch going on. Wow, Twitch has the flash out there. Exhaust.
And an ult. Is it gonna make a difference though? And
Shen still has ult. I guess they're holding on to it.
And they're gonna try and. Oh, Twitch is in trouble now. If Cog actually gets close, though, he's gonna get poked.
Has flash. She could go for a power chord here, but no, I guess not. It's gonna hit some minions.
It's very, very. Oh, and Shred.
I have no vision. The pink is there. But he's gonna walk. He's gonna walk by the tri-bush. So no, but that ensures the safety of Kog'Maw and Nunu at this point. They don't know if Nocturne ult is up. There's the Shen ult, but it might be too late. Oh, got the kill on Kog'Maw. Sona's still got flash. She's probably going to be okay.
She should be able to survive this, depending on how this turns out for her.
She flash, and it turns out to be her downfall. Cogs will have flash after that. That's surprising. Good play by blue team.
Yep, blue team is stepping ahead in the early game, man. We got a Diana Mord fight, and he was hoping to get her on the dot, but didn't quite cut it. But now she needs to get out before the Amumu comes in and takes her away.
I haven't really seen much mommy action yet, and blue team gets this early dragon for free, just 2 players.
Very strong for them. Lots of gold early is what they need to do to keep up and stay ahead, because we know that the late game on these on Dalz is very, very strong. And Diana again has not backed yet, and probably ought to.
More definitely using his farm advantage to keep up with this Diana, even though he's down in kills. He's only slightly trailing in gold, which is surprising considering that his team's he's actually down a dragon for his team. So Mord doing well to keep up in farm and keep up in gold against the Diana who had that extra pressure from Nocturne.
We've got up top, we got a Shen who's still kind of struggling up against the Yorick, but there's not much he can really do in this situation, and we know his role is really not for the early game.
Yeah, Shen's building what looks to be a Hex Drinker. I'm not really sure what else that Longsword would build into, unless he wants to do some, like, maybe a Trinity build. Nocturne looks like he's pinging top lane. He wants to come up for a gank, but he's going to go all the way around, which is good because purple team has no vision through their jungle. He's actually going to stop by for Wraiths first. Interesting choice because the Nocturne Q is actually visible by purple team, so they could have known that he did. It was at Wraiths, and indeed Yorick is backing off, and we have more connections. And he's back, getting his little 2-second spikes.
And it looks like we're gonna see a jump onto.
There it is. He does have flash. Maybe he'll get out here.
And
yeah,
it
he's
saves
able
him.
to get out of it. He does all defensively just in case they decide to go on him.
Very smart play by Mord.
Uses Nocturne ult to get a flash out of Mordekaiser.
We still see Kog'Maw and Nunu pushed up against the tower, but they've been very, very safe. There's not been much fear for them yet, and that's all right considering the hyper carry nature of Kog'Maw.
Yeah. We see that there's a pink in bot lane from the blue team here, which is really a good decision against Twitch. So we can't stealth out defensively, or you won't surprise you offensively, I guess.
Yeah, a very smart choice that prevents any surprises is what they would like to avoid, and being able to do that keeps Kog'Maw even safer, especially with the Muumu's initiate.
Okay, we got another blue on Diana, going for an early Abyssal, which is generally the strongest start for her, especially against an AP mid.
We've got a
See Mordekaiser going and trying to take Wraiths. Oh, he's just warding actually. It's pretty risky.
And Diana sees him, so now he's in trouble. Oh, and she misses her Q.
Fortunately.
And can he get out of it alive? Not this time.
She has to flash for it though for missing the Q, but that's definitely worth it. So Nunu walks a little bit. Nocturne spell shields and Sona. That's
very well played. And we're gonna see a Mumu fall to save the Sona.
Twitch does get out. Sona does get out. All in all, not bad. It's considering it's 4 players bottom. There's no dragon to be had. Pretty good recovery.
It's a very good recovery of a very bad situation with Mord getting caught out like that.
And we see Shen teleporting. Save his tower. Doesn't want Yorick to push on too hard.
He's doing a very good job of preventing Yorick from being what Yorick is best.
Yeah, he's just happy to farm under his tower. He's losing a little bit. He's losing a little bit in CS, but he doesn't really need. He's not. Shen's not as item dependent as Yorick is.
And we see blue team beating on towers again, and Yorick actually making a move for mid, knowing that he can pretty much freely leave his lane if he'd like to. And Diana is in a very dicey situation.
She does not have flash up, so if she gets caught out of position, she will be pretty unfortunate for her.
Yeah, especially with having that tower down, she needs to be very cautious about now without wards.
He's gonna walk back down. He wants to stick around for this kill. He knows she's there. He's gonna wait. He's probably gonna wait for Mordekaiser to come up because I think he knows that he doesn't have the damage alone to kill her. So once Mordekaiser comes in,
and he shows his face just in time.
Mummy's here as well, and they don't know. Blue team has no vision of him.
And
so they're gonna really kind of. I don't think Diana can really stop him. She's too low. But
she's gonna try and make him pay for it. And here comes the ult.
Vision stops Yorick from finishing Diana. She's got her W up just in time, but Mummy comes around through the jungle
and makes a very strong play. And we've got movement from both of the bots. We're seeing a big dance right now.
A lot of action coming up, closing on mid. We see Mummy trying to look around for Diana, but no luck.
He gives that up.
Still behind them though, and the blue team has no vision, so they're just gonna get the tower for free here. I don't think Shen can do anything to stop this. He's just gonna go ahead and back off and give it to him.
Yep, that's just too much for one Shen to handle at this point in the game, but very well played by Diana, getting out of that one alive by the skin of her teeth.
So we see, with that tower down, the goal differential closes to about 900. Yeah, definitely props to purple team here for keeping it so close, even though they're down 6-2. The CS is really adding up. Although Shen just passed Yorick because he was roaming for so long, Shen was able to kind of just free farm top for a little bit. But we see almost a 50 CS difference in Mord, even though he's half the team's death. He's been able to farm really well, get wraiths pretty much on as soon as they spawn. Dragon's up here, so and there's it looks like
they're thinking about it, but
good.
And
they have a pink, so Mummy's got ult up and flash, so this could be scary.
Could be another massive Nunu ult.
They get it.
Diana gets caught, and Mord is in trouble. Nunu has done all he can do. And can Diana clean it up?
Yorick has no way to stop Shen, so Shen just ulted away in his face.
And Nock tried to take it out.
Morgoth's just kind of sitting there, not really helping him out there. I don't know if that was a little bit of a misplay. He's got nowhere to go at this point, though.
So Channel 4 News Team gets a free uncontested dragon at this point.
So it's definitely his lead at this point, but Yorick should be able to put some damage on top tower, and definitely.
Top tower is down. There it goes.
Shen decides to leave dragon. His team should be able to finish without him, but he wants to make sure his mid tower is full health. He's actually going top try to defend against Yorick, but he's pretty low.
It's a very risky maneuver. Because Yorick could jump him if necessary.
Shen just sends it back. Nope. So blue is up. Yorick is going to spot this. He doesn't see. He sees Shen, but he doesn't know Nocturne's coming out.
And he does not know.
Yeah, so Yorick's going to get a free blue out of this as well. So.
Yep, Nock is not paying enough attention to the blue, and there's the Yorick blue. That'll help him push even harder, which will make the split push a very, very dangerous thing. And we see Smite being blown on minions.
So see a 4-0-2 Kog'Maw, so that was a big play for him. He was having trouble early, but now he's more than caught up on Twitch. You see both AD carries going Bloodthirster here, which is pretty interesting, especially because Twitch and Kog'Maw are considered to be hyper carries who really aren't interested in sustaining much. Really just want to get out of there and do as much damage as possible.
We see the Kog'Maw catching up, trying to catch Twitch out.
Really Twitch. I'm surprised he didn't follow that a little farther. Almost certainly could have gotten a kill, or at least blown. Actually, some didn't even have ult. He probably could have just killed him there.
And I think we got double movement coming in on bot.
A lot of attention bottom, but they do have a ward and tri-bush, so they're not going to be able to get around them. They're not going to surround them. And Twitch is pretty low, so and the Kog'Maw does both. So fortunately, they might go for a kill on Nunu though.
They're going to go for it.
Nope, Kog'Maw is somewhat too scary because wasting Mortal on Nunu would probably not be good if the rest of the team is around, unless they were just trying to get one kill and get out.
Very, very busy down in bot lane. That Kog'Maw is turning into a true threat now.
Yeah, we see Shen ult is going to be up in 5 seconds, so expect an engage very soon bottom, especially with your caught top.
And the Mummy is out of position, and we've got the ult blown from Shen.
It's coming in a Nocturne.
And does not save Nocturne. Oh, Snock does come out alive.
Oh, he
And Shen takes both.
But still, that's a 3-for-1. Definitely.
Probably going to equate to a
This game's
tower.
definitely in favor of Channel 4.
They're doing much, much better now. They're very different game from what we saw from Dalz and Pals last time.
Yeah. It's Diana, man. I'm telling you.
Diana is a very
Really
potent
good.
force. When Cog
It's
is
not
able
a-
to lead the pack, that's very, very unique.
Hog is definitely more formidable than Twitch.
And they may lose the second tower out of this.
There's nothing Twitch can really do here. If Diana hits a Q on it, they could go.
And then we got Yorick making a move towards mid, trying to push and put some pressure somewhere. But they lose 2 towers and 3 people. That Diana.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting because we see Blue being the one who's really initiating and kind of instigating these fights, but based on the team comp, it's really got to be Purple that's really taking the fight to them and trying to force the objectives and stop Shen from slip pushing or force his ult out. Instead, Yorick keeps getting caught top all alone, and while his team is losing 4v5. So we're going to definitely need to see a little bit of a play change if Purple wants to get back into this.
Purple can recover, and they could recover with a really strong team fight, but they need to catch up just a little bit in item build so they can do that. At the moment, they just can't compete.
They're definitely going to need that Yorick ult to help them swing the fight. Fortunately, I mean, he has been, 5 kills with him. He hasn't even been part of one of them. So,
And that's going to be a major factor if he can't become such a major force in lane push that he must be paid attention to.
yeah.
We got Diana making a move to bot, and it has been seen, and they all know that she's there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to collapse on her. Sona ult is up, but they decided to save it. They might have been able to give her there, but
That could have resulted in a Kog'Maw double kill as well.
they actually have no vision of the tri-bush, so maybe they didn't know where Cog and Nunu were. It would have been a little bit scary, wasting a Sona ult on one person. But that Diana, I don't think Channel 4 here can fight them.
And with Diana's build, she's got her scepter and she's got her boots, but going for a blasting wand, so maybe a void staff, or is she going to go for a Rabadon's?
It could be definitely Rabadons. There's not enough MR on
And Nock was
on
not
the purple
paying
team.
attention.
Dude.
We got
Yep. Looks like
blue
it's gonna
team
be a
jumping on them.
absolute team there. Yeah, it's like the Shen ult comes down. Except Kog'Maw is still humongous.
Nothing they can do about that.
605. He hasn't bought in a long time. He's actually got 2,500 gold in his pocket right now. That's enough for his fan dancer and then some. At this point, I would say he's far enough ahead. He can afford to QSS after his dancer.
And he's doing so well without a very strong item build at the moment, so...
He's got nothing. Twitch has finished his Sword of the Divine, but without IE, it doesn't hit as hard as it should.
And looks like we're going to see a mid tower fall out of this.
Yeah, I don't see how Purple could stop this. They need to actually have to get out of the way, or else they're gonna get caught. I guess they don't want to fight that. Hog with Reg definitely has the ability to catch people and poke from really far, but they're just gonna try to play it a little bit safer and don't do any crazy dives. Don't want to get caught in position with the team resing.
Well, with such a strong setup right now, and holding such a dominating lead over the control and flow of the game right now, it's probably not wise for them to risk anything that's out of the ordinary. They do know they're playing against the most winning team of the tournament, so maybe they're trying to use a little bit more caution than normal, and a dragon contest.
Yeah, so we see a full health Purple team against a very low Blue team. They do pick up Dragon for free, but unfortunately cannot chase through that Void Ooze. See Shen top, his ult is down now, so this is Purple has an opportunity to pressure the second tower here. They just sent the entire team back. But instead, they're going to go ahead and farm their jungle.
Well, that was probably not the best move for purple team, but perhaps with Twitch out in front, they'll kind of catch up and realize what they got. But as you can see with their vision, they just don't know what's going on right now. So, especially with Diana popping up and taking a chunk about an eighth of Twitch, this is a big deal for her.
Gets his finished dancer and gets home guard boots.
And catches him out.
We see. Wow.
And
So
Kog'Maw.
Yorick has 0 armor. He's just getting melted in these fights against his fed Kog'Maw.
And the Kog'Maw is turning into a major threat. And
Big-
they're turning it around. This is that
big
team
turn.
fight.
He's trying to get on the quadra kill by Twitch. That's a except
And
Sona does go down, but
Sona drops. This is how they turn it around.
he's a strong engage, able to pick off a lot of players. That Sword of the Divine with the Twitch ult really just melted the team before they even know what was going on.
And this is that team fight comp that had been mentioned earlier. If they can pull it off, they're going to get an inhibitor out of this, actually. Yep.
Hog does get his QSS now, but fortunately it's a little bit too late. Action does ult on the Twitch defensively. I don't know if he can 1v2 them. Twitch does flash out, but Sword of the Divine comes out. He's taking a lot of damage. Yeah.
Not enough to do anything about it. So, in a single fight, we've seen a very full turnaround. Even the gold lead has scrunched down to 6K or 600.
That was really where we saw the CS advantage come into play. Even though they were down, I think it was 5 to 15, they were able to get the ace, 3 for 2, because they're just so far ahead on the CS.
And they're
obviously
gonna
Twitch
push
stuff-
that dragon, and they know, or the Baron, and they know what's going on.
Yorick's just standing by, making sure they don't get too much on it. His ghouls are plenty good wards.
Oh,
You
and
see
was
Diana-
that a bait?
Wow, Diana flashed out actually. She might have been able to finish Sona. There wasn't much threat there because they
And
knew.
we're gonna see a Nocturne fall
And
potentially.
more because it was back. So, I think Diana could have been a little more aggressive there and try to finish Sona off.
I think they really want that Baron. I don't know why at the moment, but
And this is Twitch is still bottom actually. And Twitch is definitely the one that was able to keep them in the last fight.
and
Blue team should definitely
They
be a little bit more aggressive here, especially with them. They know Twitch is bot with no way of getting up there in time. They should be forcing something or at least engaging.
yeah, they can't afford to play passive right now. They have to catch up. And with Amumu out of place, they had a chance there, but not enough vision to actually catch it. And Cog has his QSS. He's also got his tier 3 boots. He's got home guard, so he gets the free life and the speed boost.
None of these players are really building very much armor, so Kog'Maw is still going to be really scary. But Ninja Tabe is about as much armor as they get. I guess Amumu's got the Spear of the Ancient Golem, but he's still going to go down really fast to a blood-boiled Kog'Maw.
And again, it's the AD carries that are going to make or break these games.
Absolutely, we anticipated that just even from the loading screen, but like Kog'Maw's going to be able to shred people one by one, but in a team fight situation, where Twitch can pop his Sword of the Divine and get a quintuple ult or quintuple crit on on all 5 players, it's not much you can do there, especially because there's not a whole lot of armor coming out of blue team either, except for Shen, who does already have his Randuin's, so
And
it's
now
going to be locked up positioning for both ADs.
we see that Shen is kiting away from Yorick as everyone gathers up to get a big fight at the Baron again. Objectives are going to be what holds it and breaks it. And there's a Amumu has a Banshees? Or a Spell Shield of some sort.
Yeah, that was a Banshee's. You might want to try to avoid the Diana engage, I guess. I'm not sure. My turn. Enemy spell shielding. They have Shen pushing top. Right now, blue just needs to wait till Shen can get that top tower before they can either engage or just defend the inhibitor and wait for them to get a little bit too close. At which point, Nock can ult in with the Shen ult on them, and then they can just. Ideally, they go on Twitch, but let's see what happens.
It'll be very
Tommy
important,
get-
and there it is. And Diana just falls. And the Kog'Maw just cannot put enough hurt in.
Unfortunately, they were able to kill. I didn't even see who Shen was ulting, but they were able to kill that target before Shen went through. So, GG's are going out. Looks like Dalz and Pals are going to be the winners of the tournament.
It looks like, unless they can turn it around, but there is very little the Kog'Maw can do to stop this at this point. Except he pushed them off successfully. And it might fall right here. He is got one.
Unfortunately, his Nexus is
not enough. And he's got to kill Twitch. And Twitch ults, and then it's over. Maybe Nocturne coming into play now. And they are just holding on for dear life to try and catch this guy, but they can't see Twitch now.
Which gets sad. Unfortunately, they could have finished that, but I guess the game's still going.
Well, the game will continue on, and looks like Nunu wants to get himself a Sona kill, but that is probably not going to happen. Twitch gets out scot-free. This is tight. We've seen a massive turnaround in a very, very short time frame.
Unfortunately, Nocturne doesn't really have much enough armor to really just get back on Twitch without just instantly melting to him. So, the Fed Twitch is Sword of the Divine. That's tough to deal with.
A Thornmail would be one of their main choices right now, because with that output coming back at Twitch, on top of any sort of damage that they're putting on him, that would pretty much negate any opportunity that they would have to actually utilize Twitch to its best abilities. We see wards coming down. We know Purple Team wants to go ahead and secure the victory by getting a Baron. Maybe a Dragon first?
Yeah, at this point, Dragon's not that much money. They really should probably just be focusing on getting Baron and then finishing the game. But why not take free money? I guess.
Well, they're going to uncontestedly take it. This is an inverse of Channel 4's last team, with being in a very, very tight spot at the beginning of the game, and then turned it around and came out of nowhere and won. But
absolutely, it's a little bit of tasting their own medicine, right?
It's unfortunate, but sometimes that does happen. And look at Twitch's build. We've got just raw damage. That's Sword of the Divine, making a huge difference.
Purple Team's gonna walk in, head toward the.
And Diana
they
goes
do
right
they do dive on the Twitch though. There it is. That's exactly what they do. But unfortunately, they still have the Oracle, so Twitch is still around. It looks like they're just gonna be able to clean this up without many issues.
And it's over.
Yeah, GG. 1,000 Pals are the victors. Congratulations to them.
Well done, 1,000 Pals.
Good game.
It's a very, very good game.
So I think this final really speaks to the power of keeping up in CS, even if you're down in kills. We see even at the end there, Channel 4 was still up in kills for the overall game, but definitely way down in gold at that point, because Dalz was able to keep up such a higher CS score that even in the mid game team fights, even though they're down in kills, they were practically even on gold, and just through really good team fighting, they were able to secure the victory.
Yeah, very, very well played. That CS made all the difference, despite the fact that the blue team, Channel 4 News team, had an advantage, up about 10 kills at one point even. And it turned around on them as soon as the team fighting came into play, which is what Amumu and Sona do very, very well. They were able to shut down any of the bruisers that could really pick on Twitch.
Absolutely.
But congratulations to Team Dalz and Pals, and I will go ahead and call this stream at this point. Thank you again, Nathan, for coming in and casting on zero notice.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. I had a good time.
And hopefully we'll have this opportunity sometime in the near future. If not, have a wonderful evening, everyone.